Um, Hello, Pravin. Thank you so much for helping with my project. Could you say a little bit about yourself?
Sure, Nathan. I'm humbled, honored, privileged, blessed, and super excited to have myself with none other than amazing Nathan Price. Nathan, I'm Dr. PPP. I'm the Celebrity Guru award-winning author of the book You Are the Celebrity and the marathon man who ran more than 20 full marathons by God's grace and your blessings. And the Himalayas Gurus climbing the Everest, the Himalayas by God's grace and your blessings. I am 2+ times Canadian, 5+ times international, Guinness World Records, award-winning author of more than 10 books by God's grace and your blessings. I'm the United Nations Ambassador of the Peace by God's grace and your blessings. I'm the founder of youarethelove.book.com with love of my life, my wife, Jolly Joyful Jasmine.
That's awesome. That's a lot to take in. So maybe we could start in piece by piece. So the trip to Himalayas, what was that like?
That's I'm speaking future into existence. So I never been to Himalayas physically yet, but I'm speaking the future into existence, and I have branded myself as the Himalayas Guru. And yes, I was supposed to go during, just before COVID, before I turned 50, and then COVID hits, and then looking for sponsors too for my trip.
Wow. Depending upon when you go, maybe I could go with you.
Why not? Absolutely, yes. It's as long as you are the daredevil, as long as you are the full of adrenaline and you have some vision, passion, purpose, why not? And mission, why not?
And so how many marathons did you run?
20 only, full marathons.
Wow, that's a lot. I've only ran a few half marathons.
That's
I my
beautiful.
my son is talking me into running another half marathon in January, so I might do that. But 20 of them, how did you get started with that?
That's a great question. When I put my son into the junior kindergarten in 2007, I got the letter in the month of September that, my son Prem is going to, take the part in the Terry Fox Marathon. Uh, so then I started to study and research, and also I every year after that I ran the Terry Fox, with my son for 1 hour. So in Toronto, in Canada, actually, all the schools and colleges for in September for certain date around September, mid-September, they run Terry Fox run, and there is a whole story about Terry Fox, he's the Canadian hero who ran when he cut here, he got the bone cancer. His one leg was, amputated, totally cut. And then he decided to run across Canada from eastern side of Canada to all the way to the western side of Canada. And about 300 kilometers from Toronto, he ran like 144 days, everyday marathon. And after that, that cancer reappeared, and he went to God. So he inspired me. I'm like guy with one leg. He ran 144 marathon consecutively. At least I can run one. And also there is a guy named Fawjazif, born in India, living in UK. He came to Canada in 2011 and ran Toronto, Scotia waterfront marathon, full marathon at over 100, age over 100. I'm like guy with 100 over 100 can run marathon, guy with one leg can marathon. What are my challenges? So then I decided in 2015 to run the Toronto Scotia Waterfront Marathon, and that's how it happens. And then it's the positive healthy addiction. So now so far 20 marathons are done. Thank
Wow,
you.
I cannot imagine running a marathon after a marathon and only on one leg. That would inspire me too. Now I feel like I need to run the marathon.
Absolutely, why not? It's again, finding your why. If your why is crystal clear, and yeah, if you run half marathon, it's like double of that one, right? It's like marathon is people say is physical, but it's more is like mental, emotional, spiritual rather than physical. Yes, physical is there, but like you know more mental, spiritual, emotional, and spiritual. Yeah.
And then you're also an author. how long have you been writing?
Yes, actually, when I was in my teenagers, late teenagers, I was writing my autobiography. And then my father came, and I, with excitement, I showed to my father, like, father, papa, I'm writing my autobiography with the pride that, he's going to, give me like patting on my shoulder. And my father looked at those pages and said, son, that's nice, but why don't you make your life so big, so grand, so people write about you? You don't have to write. So that's a huge motivation. My father is always like that. Um, he taught me how to become the wildest dreamer. So then I stopped writing over there, and then I was looking for anybody, to approach me to write my book. And about 15 years ago, my mentor, my rich dad Raymond Aaron, came into the picture, and then he created authors all over the world, thousands and thousands of authors. So I took his book writing program after attending about like 20 plus three about like 90 minutes presentations. And finally one day I said, enough is enough, here is my money, and help me out to become the author, and the rest is the history. 2017, 30th of April, my first book, You Are the Celebrity, delivered after like about uh, yeah, 30 plus years after. Yeah.
Wow. Um, well, I had a few questions for you, and I think this could be very interesting considering your background and perspective and everything. Let me start off with a very basic question. First of
Sure.
all, did you know that NASA is planning to send astronauts back to the moon?
Yes.
How did you find out about this?
Yeah, because one of the NASA astronaut is from my village, which is Julashan, is in Gujarat in Mother India, Sunita Williams. And Sunita Williams also made that record of going to the space maximum time.
Hmm.
Also, living in the space for maximum time. Also, Sunita Williams did a triathlon. It's a combination of marathon plus about 10 kilometers of swimming plus about like 125 kilometers of bicycling. Altogether is one triathlon. And Sunita Williams did in the space. So I was fascinated by, space and marathons and yeah, work by done all these astronauts from all over the world, including NASA's contribution.
Would it surprise you that most of the people I talk to, like at the coffee shop or at the airport, they have no idea that we're planning to send astronauts back to the moon?
Yeah, because people are, involved in that day-to-day busy life, life hits, life comes in the way. So yeah, but of course, NASA is one of the best organization to bring people in moon, beyond moons, in the space. So yeah, I'm looking forward for that.
Um, so what what do you think about it? Us sending, you know, people going back to the moon. Is it something that excites you, or are you like, why are we sending astronauts to the moon when there's these other problems? Or how do you think about it?
I'm excited because see, we have to explore in all the arenas, in the every field, right? And NASA is the master of bringing people to the space, and why not again, right? Because NASA was the first one who brought, the astronaut in the moon first time, and then whole world got inspired, right? So yes, I understand every country has a problem as long as human beings are there, problem will be there, right? So yeah, that's normal.
Yeah, because some people, excuse me, I'm recovering from a cold.
Appreciate, get well soon, brother Nathan.
Um, some people say, that, why are we doing this whenever we have the problems on the earth? And um, sometimes, sometimes it's a valid reason, but when you think of the future of humanity, like 200 years from now, what does it look like to you?
That's a great question. 200 from now, humanity, there wouldn't be any borders, like people can get married in, let's say, USA, get honeymoon in India or Brazil or wherever they would love to, or even Mars or even the moon, or we've been to like lots of other places up there in the space too. Yeah, absolutely. And people say sky is the limit. I say where the hell sky is, right? But again, like, yes, we are going to be all the places, but we had to, connected heart and heart to heart more too, because, yeah, that's the glue. Because yes, science is growing with time, all this invention and everything, but, you know, if there are distance between, people to people, doesn't make sense. And also you mentioned about the earth, absolutely. Talking about the earth, Jasmine and I are the founder of youarethelovebook.com, and we have the six rays. Out of six rays, one of that is earth, right? Including others are like peace, health, tech, spirituality, mm, and that, like that. Yeah, peace. Yes.
What do you think keeps people apart? Like why isn't there more peace in the world?
Why there isn't more peace in the world? Because you know interest, like, how can I use of Nathan, how can I, like, rather than people are using people, so, like, we had to connect it that, like, Vasudhaiv Kutumbakam, world, is the family, right? We shouldn't, like, our Jasmine and our marriage is like, beyond shape, size, color, sex, location, race, religion, right? Yeah, so absolutely like that. We should, like, think beyond the box, outside of the box, where the hell box is, right? So yes, absolutely. And uh, yeah, if we think that way beyond the boundaries, and again starts from us, like, I have to start from me, then family, then the community, then country, and then continent and world, and then whole universe. Absolutely, yes. One step at a time.
That's true. I wanted to take that 200-year question and flip it around.
Okay.
So imagine instead of you living now, you live 200 years in the future. And that was your entire life. And for whatever reason, you decided to think back to the 2020s, just like today you might think back to the 1820s. What do you think you would remember about the 2020s?
Wow, that's a great question. What do I remember about 2020, 200 years from now is, I wish I would have, take a major role to stop the fight between, I know, Ukraine and Russia. I I wish I would have done more to protect peace, prevail the peace in the world, and I wish I would have, solved more problems and bring people out of poverty and all these situations what they are going through. And I wish I would have already awakened the celebrity within, love within, and spirituality within all these almost 8 billion people of the world, including you.
I hope those are things people remember 200 years from now.
Thank you so much, Nathan.
Um, so one final question I had was, would you take a trip to space if you could?
Oh, I would love to. Absolutely. Why not? I got goosebumps by, you know, having, by, hearing your question, Nathan. So absolutely.
And anything special you would do on your trip?
Of course, I would bring some, you know, gifts from my motherland, India, from Canada, from US, or every country of the world, and of course, and the spiritual. So, some God's statue, and yeah, of course, I would love to bring my wife, Jasmine, and yeah, why not you? Yeah, why not? Because you're the one taking, talking to people about 2024 NASA and space and like that. So why not? Yeah, because you reach to the top, and you're alone doesn't make sense. Why not like bunch of like-minded people you bring with us, you bring with you? Yeah.
Yeah, that would be awesome. Well,
Yes.
Praveen, those were the questions I had. Is there anything you wanted to talk about that we didn't get to?
Sure, introduce yourself and I would love to know more about you because just recently we got connected by grace of my wife Jasmine. So I would love to know about you.
Well, I live in Houston, Texas.
Oh, beautiful.
I've been married for 25 years. I
Wow.
have two boys, both one graduated from college, the other one's in his second year. This year, I decided to leave the IT sector and go follow my dream job of working at NASA. So that was fun. Um, my wife is Indian. Mujhe Hindi aati hai, thori thori.
क्या बात है, wow. That's
Uh,
beautiful.
yeah, I really try to learn Hindi, but it's hard for me to process it at the speed of conversation. So it's really, really difficult. But um, yeah, and I like space. I like electronics and reading and science fiction. Lately, I've been really learning a lot about Thomas Edison. I think that was amazing, and also learning a lot about Bell Labs, which I think had developed a lot of the technology that we use day to day. So that's pretty much me.
Oh, that's beautiful. I'm looking forward to give you interview, at the space or from the space, you interviewing me, I mean, yeah, why not, and I'm glad to know, you got Indian love of your life, yes, beautiful. And yeah, definitely, yeah, looking forward to give you interview in Hindi in future, Nathan.
Hey, but yeah, that would be amazing. I would love to be able to speak at that fluent at some point.
Yeah, you can, but you see, it's it's hard. Or if you go with that mindset, then it's tough, right? But yeah, if small child can speak Hindi or any other language, why not you, right? So absolutely, and you got the coach from your home, so you don't have to pay for the coach, right?
That's true. That's true. But at the cost of the lessons, maybe more expensive.
uh, there must be some YouTubers they will teach Hindi or any other language for complimentary too. Absolutely, yeah.
That's true. It's true. Well, that's me. So, well, I look forward to staying in touch, and I hope to read your books. Um, I have a long stack of books, but I definitely need to put it in it. And I thank you again so much for meeting with me tonight.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having me again. I'm humbled on my privileged place and super excited to get conversation, the cute, amazing conversation with none other than Nathan Priceman. And anybody who's watching us, I highly encourage you connect with Nathan, connect with us, and let's make world the better place. Let's make the space the better place. And I wish you all the best, to fulfill your wildest dream to go to the space.
Thank you so much. Well, namaste and Shivratri.
Namaste and Shubhratri to you too. Thank you, Nathan.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.